Get you some.
All right, about 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Hello, online people.
Here you
Oh,
go. 3, 2, 1.
and we welcome you back to Siloam Springs, Arkansas. Tim Terry, Keith Oak. It's a doubleheader. 5A West baseball, Greenwood and Siloam Springs. Welcome if you're watching online at Greenwood Sports Center. Hope you've enjoyed game one. If you're listening on the frequency modulation, 103.5 the Sports Hog, appreciate you coming along for the ride as well. Greenwood won game one 9-0, and really desperately need this sweep here on the road against Siloam Springs to kind of get back in the saddle in the 5A West. We know Russellville lost game one to Mountain Home, correct?
Correct.
That makes them 6-3 in conference. We're now 5-4. Russellville swept us, but we still got to catch them. Now they would own a tiebreaker. If we could get Mountain Home to sweep them somehow and get a sweep here, we'd be heads up with them. Probably a couple of games behind Van Buren, but if you can catch Russellville, then you got a chance to get past them.
Yeah, and the key is the seeding purposes. You know, a 3 is a lot better than a 4, a 2 is a lot better than a 3, and so forth. So, you know, you're basically, if you know you're going to be top 4, Russellville's playing seeding, so is Greenbrier. But Greenwood's trying to spoil that by coming up from behind and taking over the 2 or the 3 seed, which they can. If they win out, you know, I think there's a good chance. I don't think that that Greenbrier or Russellville are in the exact same situation to win out, and same with Van Buren, because I think they all play each other. So that's good in Greenwood's favor. And, you know, I've said it several times. Greenwood won the first game. You can't sweep if you don't win the first game.
You're right about that.
I said that right, didn't I?
Yes.
So, you know, we see Siloam Springs run out there and take the field with number 2, which is
On the mound?
on the mound.
That is number 2 is Andrew. No.
Maybe the leadoff. Is he way up here at the – no?
The right-handed pitcher. Man, it would have been cool to have number 2. I mean, I've even got their full roster.
Wow.
So we're hoping in these throwbacks maybe he has a different name.
Oh, there's Gavin Henson, number 1.
That's his position.
He's the pitcher, right? Gavin, number 1?
No, he's number 10. Shortstop. This is actually
The old
the first one. I just got it because it had a
okay.
roster on it.
Gotcha.
I didn't ever get a game 2 lineup from them. I did, however, get a game 2 lineup from Greenwood, and it looks like Chance Oaf will lead off and play right field. Then Reed Carroll will be the
DH?
well, that's what it kind of looks like.
I thought he was pitching.
Is that a 1/DH?
I guess, yeah, so there's no DH.
And then Caden Brown in center field. Hunter Houston will play third base. Haven't seen him over there. There's Harrison Adams will be in at second base. Drew Elliott will stay at first base. Strozier will catch. Brewer's out and left. And Morgan not in the lineup here in game 2, but playing shortstop.
Well, and you gotta go with your hot bats. I mean, you can baseball. You've got to guess. You got to make a lineup based on what you think they're going to do. And right now, Coach obviously thinks the younger guys are hot, and he's giving them opportunities to stay hot and see what they can do. And this is a big game. This is probably the biggest game that we've had so far, just because we need this game to sweep them and take control of our own destiny in the conference, as we see.
Oaf takes a call, strike 1.
Yeah, that pitch was outside. We're not going to see the same zone we saw last time. We like that old guy back there. This is going to be maybe
one of those nights we got to hack at everything. 0-2 to Oaf. Well, I mean, just to all junk aside, we need to win this game because we're a better ball club. I mean, everything else is just.
Well, but I thought that against Russellville. I thought the pitching we saw was not good. We see foul off another one. I thought Russellville's pitching was very suspect. It
100% right. But we were still in the twilight zone with our bats at that point. Just something was awry. We'd probably sweep them if we played them again. Here's the 0-2 to Oaf. Lace this one to center, a base hit. That's the way you do it. Oaf is red hot today, 4 for 4.
And Oaf is one of those guys that he plays a lot of baseball, and he sees the better pitching. So when you see it and then you come down and see some guy that's just a little bit better than average, you feast on it like he's doing today. You're doing what you're supposed to do. He's doing what our team should do against average pitching.
Agreed. Here's Reed Carroll now. He's pitching a DH in this game. For the lead over at first. A right-handed pitcher. Try to get you a name here in a minute. That's in there for a called strike. Number 2 on the jersey. I think the roster I have is for their normal jerseys, maybe not these throwbacks. 0-1 to Carroll. And they throw over, Oaf barely got in there.
Well, Oaf, it was weird because it looked like he stopped and it didn't slide in.
Out of the stretch, and the pitcher comes home with the 0-1. That's in there for a called strike. So we're going to play the old 0-2 action here in game 2. Bat with 2 strikes. Carroll, right-handed bat, digs in up there at the plate. Here it comes. Outside, nice pitch. Got him swinging a miss, out number 1.
And that's why it's important to be aggressive. You know, if you've got a pitcher that's going to be all in the zone, you can go up there and swing early in the count and drive the ball. We didn't do that very well against Van Buren, and the holes that we created were too big to get out of. I don't think this pitcher has enough stuff to do that up and down the lineup the way we've been hitting.
Here's Caden Brown, the Greenwood center fielder. He had a nice game in game 1 as well. This is chopped foul off the plate towards the Siloam dugout, third base side, strike 1. 3:35 all the way around here at Lazy Boy Field.
And I was also saying that I think to some extent that hurts some batters because it shortens up the field enough to where, you know, a double or single is going to be caught because everybody's playing in.
That's outside. Good job of Brown laying off of it. 1-1. They throw down, and Oafs jogs back in safely.
The action on the ball is not a true slider, but it's a quicker curve that still breaks kind of across, but it's not a slider, but it's still hard to pick up.
There goes the runner. The ball's outside, and Oaf is safe. Swipe the bag.
Good read, good jump from him.
2-1. You know, and sometimes you see a batter go ahead and swing there to kind of protect the runner a little bit, but good job of Brown laying off a pitch that wasn't even close. He knew Oaf had a good jump. Just let him swipe the bag. Here's the 2-1. Way outside, 3-1. Talked about it in game 1. Brown's walked a million times over the past couple of weeks. Did have a couple of hits in game 1. Also a base on balls. Hunter Houston's in the cleanup spot. He's on deck. He'll be playing third base. That's upstairs, and we'll take a walk. There's 2 men on for the Hunter Houston, the Bulldogs' third baseman.
Well, you want when the iron to be hot, you just strike. And that's what Greenwood needs to do here in the first inning.
Adams on deck. He's at second base. Looking forward to seeing Houston at third. 1 down now for the Bulldogs here, top of the first. Game 2 of this twin bill, scheduled for 7 innings. Lady Bulldogs with a big sweep of Siloam. I've had about 3 different scores that I've heard. 22-1 and 15-0. Well, they won them both convincingly. It's outside to Houston, ball 1.
Whew.
And the girls are 10-0 in conference. They're running away.
I hope our pitcher gets that called because that's right there on that ball has some run on it. It looked like it ran back on the corner.
Here's a 1-0. That's a little bit low, 2-0 to Houston.
Houston's another one at Fayetteville. I want to say it was 3 walks at Fayetteville, and he sees the ball. He's been on base quite a bit, and I'm sure that's why he's in the 4th hole because Coach don't care how you get there. Just get there.
2-ball count to Houston with 1 down here, top of the first. rips this one up to the second baseman. He'll glove it and try to go to his shortstop and missed him. The ball caroms away. Brown in a foot race will go to third. Scoring is Ove. Houston's going to move up as the ball gets thrown around the left side of the infield. We got action here in the top of the first.
Well, the second baseman took what should have been a double play ball and botched it enough to where we score one. You don't get an out of it, and the guy that hit it ends up on second base. So nothing could have been worse for Siloam Springs right there. And you can see their coach is furious. He's going to walk out to the mound. The same things that we say kill teams and kills momentum, errors, just happened for Siloam in a big way as Greenwood strikes first.
Pinkerton scooped it, tried to flip it over to Henson at short, and it just went bad from there.
Well, you're taught to stay low and show him the ball early when you flip it. The ball kind of come up on the second baseman, so he was standing up. And then when he went to flip it, when he's standing up, the ball tends to come up when you flip it, and that's exactly what happened. Caught the shortstop off guard and just flew by him.
So is that going to be a fielder's choice or reach on an error for Houston?
Since nobody got out, it can't be a fielder's choice. It's going to be reach on an error.
Gotcha, okay. And Adams squaring the bunt and couldn't get it down, strike one. Harrison's at second base here in game 2 for the Bulldogs.
See, and I love that over a squeeze because with Brown on, all he's got to do is read it down, and he still has plenty of time to make it if it's a good bunt. Where a squeeze, if you pitch out, you're just hung out to dry. So that's a great call by Coach trying to get another run in.
1-0 Bulldogs, top of the first, and the 0-1's outside, 1-1. Andrew Elliott's out on deck, the Bulldogs' third baseman here in game 2.
First baseman?
He's the first baseman, in game 2. Did I say third?
You did. That's okay.
I didn't hear it. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss from Adams. Nice healthy cut, 1-2. Tim Terry, Keith Holt live here in Siloam Springs. Sean Holland running the live stream. Appreciate Mr. Holland getting everything set up. Adams, a right-handed bat. That's upstairs, 2-2. What?
No, that pitch was up.
Way up.
We're closer to some Siloam fans that wanted that pitch, and at no time today has that pitch been a strike.
I'm a high strike guy, too.
Well, when things aren't going right and you have a couple errors, you start begging for calls and begging for pitch.
Certainly.
So that's all that's happening.
2-2 to Adams. Come on, Harrison. That's a ball. Just wanted to catch the crowd. I heard him call him Eric, so we'll try to get the pitcher's name.
It's Easy-E.
From this. Here's the full count. And just staying alive. Oh, Harrison. Never mind. He was talking to our guy. I guess I was hearing Wes. That's Wes Sadler off to our left. Full count. Here we go again. Second and third. That one's it. Almost got him on the hands. Working a base on balls. They're loaded. Here comes Andrew Elliott. One down.
Big spot for Drew. This is the way you work your way back in a lineup.
Yeah.
I know Monday's hurt, but Coach is always looking for people to take over, DH, or down somewhere in the lineup. He'll play the best hitter, so this is a chance for Drew to work his way back in.
Only one out. Carroll struck out. One run across already. Here it comes to Elliott. That's outside, ball one. Pitcher's got decent velocity. It's coming in pretty hard. We just can't find a strike zone yet. Here comes the 1-0. Elliott off the fists. Foul. Outside first base. 1-1 now. I will say the hot dogs were marvelous here. We had one between innings. Yeah.
Well, the bread made the hot dog. It was so soft and fresh. It was like there was some older lady in the back making it fresh.
1-1, which could be right. This was in the air, but it's in play, but it's in foul ground, and nobody makes the catch out there.
I give it a 7 on the dismount from the right fielder.
Yeah, he came in and tried to make a diving stab and crashed and
tripped over
burned
the
out
second.
there.
Yeah, the second baseman and him kind of got feet tangled up, and he did a pirouette / front barrel roll.
I certainly do not like to see first and second base and right field converge in foul ground on the right side and the ball not be caught.
I know.
Here's the 1-2. Brings back memories. That's outside. 2-2.
Well, this has officially got to be one of their top pitchers.
Yeah.
And we talked about how they split with Greenbrier. Was it Russellville? Russellville.
Maybe Russellville.
And I just don't see how it happened.
That ball shot right to third base, but he boots it. And everybody's going to be safe. A run's in. Bases loaded.
That's another error. But again, I heard somebody say it, and I was thinking the same thing. If you put the ball and play hard, good things happen.
Well, and that's it. If you everybody likes to see a big old high fly ball. Well, I can go out there and catch fly balls, but a ball hot on the ground, it's got to be gloved, it's got to be scooped, you got to throw or run over. There's a whole lot more that's got to go on a hard grounder. And see what Dylan Strozier can do. He's batting in the seventh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, seventh. I think I told you at the outset of the broadcast that Morgan was playing in the field, but not in the lineup. But he is in the lineup. He's in the 9 hole. I miscounted, so I beg your pardon if you're keeping score at home. Here's Strozier, then Brewer, then Morgan. Will be at 7, 8, 9.
I was trying to do the math in my head, figuring out where that other batter was coming from.
Well, he threw me off with the pitcher. It was Carroll pitching and batting and DHing. 0-1 count. Bases loaded. That one's outside. 1-1. Bases loaded. Greenwood with 2 across. Only 1 base hit. There's been a couple of errors.
But we'll take them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to get to the 10-run deal here, or 12, or whatever it could be. 15 after 3. Called strike. They throw down to first. First baseman with a bare hand.
Well, if he doesn't barehand it, 1 scores and everybody moves up.
Yes.
The right fielder was backing him up, but it would have been to no avail.
So it's a 1-2 count to Dylan Strozier, the Bulldogs catcher. Here it comes. And it's kind of a junk pitch. He's swing and miss.
Way out in front of it. He was so early. I bet he wishes he had that back.
Well, that's 2 outs now. And here's Luke Brewer with the bases loaded. Top of the first still. McCardo's out. Some encouraging words for Brewer. 2-0 Greenwood. Left them loaded in the first inning of the last game, but didn't get any runs. This time at least some runs are across. That's outside, ball 1. Left 10 on base in game 1.
Oh.
1-9. Here's Siloam's pitcher. Brings it in the righty. That's outside, 2-0.
That's one of the things we talked about. I didn't know it was that bad, but we got to hit with runners in scoring position. We got to be able to put the ball in, play hard, and not leave runners on base. You work so hard to get them there, might as well score them.
Houston had 4 RBI in that first game. Brewer rips this one to right center, and it's down. You betcha. This is extra bases. Going to score 2, and Brewer holds up, though, at first. Probably wisely, but the ball came through, and the third baseman scoops it up, backing up the play. 2 runs across and an RBI, 2 RBI single for Luke Brewer.
Well, went to the lineup in the first inning. You got to like that.
Yes.
Because, again, we talked about pitching. Being on the mound, knowing you've got, a lead is so relaxing. So it's easier to stay focused because no matter what happens, you make a bad pitch, it's not going to hurt you.
Brewer's a bit hot as well. He was, I think, 1 for 1 in game 1 with a couple of walks. They hadn't got him out yet. There's a called strike to Bryce Morgan. Greenwood shortstop here in game 2. I guess here it all season. Siloam brings it the righty. That's a shot into the third baseman. Right through the wickets. And they boot it. Another run comes in. That's Andrew Elliott scoring a run.
Is that 3 errors?
Yes.
He's looking at his glove. I guarantee you won't find the answer in that.
Well, there's a hole in it, dear Liza. Here's a Chance Oaf. Back to the top of the order. We've batted around here. It's 4-0. Runners at first and second. Oaf. They ain't even got close to get him out today. And swing and a miss.
Took a home run hack.
Why not?
And we got 5-0.
Yes, it is 5-0. And Marcado's going to come over and ask him, don't hurt yourself. Runners at first and second.
Well, and here's I'm a firm believer you get 3 strikes for a reason. If you want to take a hack like that, up 5-0, take it. You take one take one to hit hard somewhere. Now
one for me, now one for the team.
That's right. Now you got another one you can let off and find a gap now.
Here's the 0-1. That's a called strike.
Oh.
That was on the outer half.
Yeah, he couldn't have done much with that one.
2 outs here in the top of the first. Bulldogs already with 5 across. There's the big inning you've been waiting for. We're getting them here today in Siloam. That one's lifted to center, curling away from the center fielder, but Coffey's there and makes a stab for the 3rd out. Boy, was the damage done for Greenwood. They only had 2 hits. They got 5 runs. There were 3 errors. Left 2 on base. What did I say? 2 hits? Yes. All right. We'll take it, though. 5 runs. Middle of the first. Siloam coming to bat. It's Greenwood up 5-0. 5A West doubleheader on Greenwood Sports Center Online and the Sports Hog 103.5. You can give me a minute here.
Not impressed with Siloam.
They've won 5 conferences.
That's unreal. Play Alma yet?
Bologna twice. They split with who? Say Russellville or Greenwood or somebody. They split with somebody. We'll have to look that up. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. If you're joining us on the live stream, you're welcome for that. Looks like Ali Sakian had 2 home runs, and Macy Cutsinger hit home run as well. We are back here in Siloam Springs. 22-1 was the final in Game 1 of the Lady Bulldogs softball game, with Ali Saki hitting a round tripper. Game 2, 15-0, home runs by Saki and Macy Cutsinger. So another sweep for the Lady Bulldogs. No home runs here, but plenty of runs. And the Bulldogs won 9-0 Game 1, and they're up 5-0 here as Siloam comes to bat here in the bottom of the first. Tim Terry and Keith Holt.
Well, there's 2 schools that thought that someone say, well, Greenwood was given some of those runs because of the errors. I say those errors happened because Greenwood made them happen. Greenwood put the ball in play hard. None of those balls were just gimmies. They were all hit hard, but they should have been made reasonably. The plays should have been made, so they didn't. So, to me, Greenwood saw an opportunity. They made the most of it, and they're up 5-0 to show for it.
Coffey will lead off the center fielder. A left-handed bat. Reed Carroll's on the bump for Greenwood. Hunter Houston's at third base, way up in the grass. Drew Elliott at first base. He's in the grass as we speak. I don't know if he'll end up there. Harrison Adams at second base. Bryce Morgan at short. Luke Brewer is out in left field. Caden Brown in center, and Chanceov in right. Dylan Strozier, the battery mate for Mr. Reed Carroll. Let's see if Reed's got his stuff today. Let's hope so. First one to Coffey is
Wow.
over but low, ball 1.
Yeah, catcher didn't move his glove.
Carroll with kind of had the legs open stance up there on the rubber, and then brings it home. That one bounced in, 2-0. Five nothing Greenwood. Bottom of the first here in Siloam. 2-0 count to Coffey. That's in there for a called strike.
Reed, I think his fastball's enough for this group. We saw them struggle with the slider of Jerica, but even when he threw the fastball, none of them were on time.
2-1 to Coffey. He squares the bunt, now pulls back, and that's low. 3-1. 3:35 all the way around here at Panther Field. 5:55 was our last train passings. Keep an eye on that. Tracks right out beyond center field. Here's the 3-1 to Coffee. And it's in there for a called strike.
Well, that's how we could tell that a train had been through there.
Because of the tracks?
Yes, it left its tracks. Dad jokes.
Hogs lead UAPB 4-0, top of the fifth. Mr. Bill Ginger sending me a text. Appreciate it. Here's 3-2. That ball's laced back up the box and a base hit into center field.
That's going to be a sweep on the in-state schools, isn't it?
Well, if we win.
Yeah. Which they will. Razorbacks will.
I like your confidence.
I'll get that no-hitter out of the way. We don't have to worry about it later on.
I hear you. Darn it. Here is Henson now. I think he's playing second base. No, he's at shortstop, I think. Yes, he's at short. Little error ball. There's a ball towards Morgan at short. Got the lead runner at second, but it was a slow roller. Great job from Morgan. Had to run way off to his right to grab it. Gets the force.
Yeah, good play. Ball was hit to his right. He was kind of helping hold the runner on, plus playing up the middle. Made a good play, planted his feet, got the ball to Harrison.
Here's the Siloam's catcher, J.P. Wills, into bat.
And he was probably the offensive player of the game for them
Certainly
last
was.
game.
Yeah, he was 2 for 2 with a walk. And one down now, bottom of the second. Henson at first on the fielder's choice. And that curveball's in there for a called strike to J.P. Wills. Fortunately, their pitcher, to Jacob Gilbert's number 2. Yeah, I got him. He's on deck. They throw over, and he's back in safe.
That's the one thing you can't do after a big inning is let them answer.
Correct.
Just make them take everything you'll get and get the outs here.
Carroll's up on top. Here it comes from Reed. That ball's reached out and tapped foul. And Coach Ward over there makes a nice play. Siloam skipper.
It was a good breaking ball. And if he's able to establish that, then it makes his fastball that more effective.
Very good. 0-2. Drika couldn't get this guy out. Let's see if Carroll can come get him. 1 out. Bottom of the first, 5-0 Bulldogs. Greenwood trying to get a road sweep here and sneak up on that second place in the conference. Here's the 0-2 from Carroll. It's in the dirt. 1-2. Right-handed batting, J.P. Wills. Carroll from the stretch. Henson's got a lead over there at first. Full dig in, Willie Mays Hayes style on the lead. It's beautiful. Here's the 1-2. Lifted in the air and out of play. Stroger gave chase, but it was into the other park.
Yeah, this is a guy that you want to ground ball to your shortstop or second baseman. It's a good guy to roll up. Probably not as fast as some of his teammates, most of them, but
right.
He get a ground ball, and you get 2 outs for 1, get to go in and hit again.
Carroll checks on Henson over at first. And now he comes set. And there goes the runner. And there's the ball swinging away, and it's out of play as well. So Henson will hit the reverse beeper, head back to first base. Still 1-2 count.
And that's coach having trust that if there is a fastball over the plate, his batter will swing at it, hit it, or foul it off. And if it is a curveball, he guessed right, and he's hoping it's in the dirt.
Well, he knows this guy's going to take hacks at it because he's, like we talked about, only got a hit in the first game.
Exactly.
1-2 the count to J.P. Wills. Here it is. Just missed upstairs, 2-2.
Yeah, it stayed up a little bit. It was a good breaking ball, just never really turned over and got low enough in the zone.
Carroll with a deep breath. He might have wanted that one. Just out of my high strike zone. 5-0 Greenwood, bottom of the first. Siloam with the runner on. 1 out. Here's the 2-2 to J.P. Wills. Reed taking forever. Now he comes home. There goes the runner. That one's low and outside. Strozier had trouble getting the ball out of his glove, so no chance to get the runner, and it's full count.
It was a low pitch. Catchers have to bring it from the ground and get it up to their ear, and it just, in that time he went to transfer it, he just bobbled it just enough to let the runner make it.
So Wills still trying to get on base for the fourth straight time on the day. He was on base 3 for 3 in the first game. 2 singles and a walk. Here it comes. And that was up at his noggin, and it caroms away. We're going to advance to third. Wills will go down to fourth on the walk.
And you see his little brother come in for him to run. And you would think, with Reed with a leg kick, a little bit slower to the plate, that they'll try it again right here, even though we haven't seen him get a big enough lead.
Here's Jacob Gilbert, the pitcher, a left-handed bat. Nolan Wills comes in to run for his brother, JP. Still 1 out. Runners at the corner. Bulldogs put 5 on them in the top of the first. Like Keith talked about a while ago, you sure don't want to give them any back.
Well, it becomes more and more demoralizing the more runners they get and don't score, so it could work in our favor if we leave them out there.
It's outside. They went ahead and threw down. They're going to get him out at second. The runner at third stayed there. They tried it.
Yeah, and that wasn't even close, and really you're down 5. You can't afford that to happen. I think that's what Coach is going to tell him, is that, man, that's one thing that we can't have happen. Now they've got 2 outs.
Well, I don't know what he's telling them. Did he not give the sign? Or the batter's supposed to swing at that?
Well, he's not going to take blame for it.
Right. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
He may have been said, look, I gave you steal, but you only had 2 steps off the bag.
True.
I mean, he was nowhere close to being ready or had a big enough lead to steal.
And Morgan even bobbled it a bit and still had time to go down and get him. Here's the 1-1 to Gilbert. Just missed, 2-1. 5-0 Greenwood, 2 outs now. A huge pickoff by Dylan Strozier. Here's Carroll now up top. Comes home with it. Swing and a miss. 2-2. I don't know what the problem was. It was just 2-2. I don't know if the ball hit the umpire.
It did.
But I'm not sure where the runner's going because it was. Did he say it hit him?
It was over the middle of the plate.
Yeah, it was just 2-2. It was just 2-2 count. I'm not sure what the problem was.
Okay, he's telling him to go back.
I mean, it wasn't even 3 balls. They're not even 3 balls now. It's 2-2. The home plate Blues got it.
Well, what happened was the ball was swung at, missed. It looked like it was right down the middle anyway. Somehow missed the catcher and hit the umpire. So our catcher's looking for it. The batter takes off running. The catcher could have picked it up and thrown it to first, but he knew that was only the second strike. Reed
He was
comes
thinking
up.
it was drop third strike?
Yes,
Okay.
the runner was thinking drop third strike, so he took off. Reed come and got the ball. But after all of that, it was basically just a strike.
Right. So Gilbert, the Siloam pitcher, with one more shot at it. It's 2-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Let's see if Carroll can bring it in there, and he's high with it. Ball 3. Runner at third base is Henson.
Boy, it'd be such a good deal to leave him out there because Siloam's bottom of the lineup isn't near as good as the top.
That one's fouled back into the fence. We'll try it one more time.
And I say that with respect to all lineups are different. Some are
Right.
even, some are fair. But, going from the past experience off of Jerica, I don't think they have a chance to put the ball in play near as well as the top of the lineup.
No.
Is that better?
Agreed. Sure. Here's Carroll's payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. And a big strikeout for Reed Carroll. And they strand the base runner. There was a hit. No runs, no errors. 1 inning in the books, finally. 5-0 Bulldogs here in game 2 of this doubleheader at Siloam Springs. Greenwood baseball on the Sports Hog 103.5.
All right.
30 seconds. Who says this?
Hallie.
Can you see my peanuts on the?
I didn't think we sound like we were eating Starburst and peanuts.
And Hershey's.
I wasn't supposed to have that Hershey's.
Oh, they can hear us on the live stream. We're back here in Siloam Springs. I want to thank Phil and the Wobble Bobber from Pradco. I got to get me a wobble bobber. I got to get out
this
there.
morning would have been perfect weather to wobble bob.
Right? I've tried to do the wobble bob out the Electric Cowboy.
I know you have. Behind that screen where you can just see your silhouette.
Oh, the silhouette deal, yeah.
But it gave you away right away.
Man,
Everybody knew it was Tim.
First of all, I've never done that behind the silhouette. Oh, 5-0. Greenwood leads here in the top of the second inning. Looks like we will have our number 2 hole, our pitcher, Reed Carroll, back up as we batted around in the first, sent 5 across. Oaf was the third out.
And you did say that, and of course, you can't have a real baseball without having peanuts, and you have some good peanuts here.
They're fantastic. Yeah, the hot dogs, the peanuts. If we had some nachos, we'd have the full baseball.
Regalia.
Yeah. First one to Carroll's a called strike. Carroll struck out, was the first out of the inning, of the game in the first inning. We got 5 runs across. There's a ball, slow hopper to the shortstop. He'll glove Henson over to first for out number 1.
Now it looked better for Siloam. Again, Reed was out in front of as an off-speed pitch. Looked like a curveball. He was just out in front, rolled over. Hit a nice slow grounder for the shortstop to field.
And here comes Caden Brown. He walked and scored a run his first time up. We talked about just getting on base. Brown's a guy that when he gets on base, he almost scores every time. It's amazing. Whether it be a walk or a triple or what. Swing, and this one's laced into left field right over the third baseman's glove. And Brown will make a big turn. He's going to try for 2 with his jet speed, and he is safe. The throw came in and got through the second baseman. That's how you do it. Oh, man, he had his
that's
jets on.
Equivalent to a big reception or big run in football, and Brown's no stranger to that as well.
Right.
So he sees a hit down the line. He's thinking automatic double. So he's coming out of the box hot. And I don't think the left fielder understood that. The left fielder didn't run over to the ball. He kind of jogged to the ball, and now he wishes he ran and got it.
Well, that's the thing, too, Keith. Most fielders just think they're going to pull up on first. I don't have to be in that big a hurry. But with Brown's speed, he's going around the horn. And the first one's a ball to Hunter Houston.
And that's 3 straight curveballs we've seen. Browns did a great job of staying back on it and hitting it to the left side. That's 3 in a row.
Houston tips this one off the catcher's helmet.
Yeah, umpire's like, okay, I'll give you courtesy.
Gave him a little bit of time to get loose. 1-1 now to Hunter Houston. I don't know if they've gotten Brown. Yeah, I think he might have got out one time in game 1. Here comes the 1-1 to Hunter Houston. Gilbert brings it, swinging just tipped it a bit into the mitt, 1-2. Yeah, he flied out to center field in the 5th, Brown did. He was 2 for 3. No, 2, yeah, with a walk. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Houston. He reached on an error his first time up, scored a run. He's at third base here in game 2 for Greenwood, the sophomore. Triple H. 1-2 to Hunter Houston. And Gilbert kicks and fires. Tipped that one right back into the netting. 1-2. That would have been pretty cool on the camera, I bet.
Yeah.
Hit the microphone almost.
I wish I'd have had one on you.
Yeah, I believe you did flinch again.
You came over here.
That's a duck under. Here's a 1-2 to Hunter Houston. And that one's off the catcher's mitt, tipped. We'll do it again. Harrison Adams on deck, jogs over and feels the loose ball. One out here in the top of the second. Man on second's Caden Brown. And his double, I'll give you a great comparison of what that double reminded me of. And that one almost hit Houston. Brown's going to swipe third, no problem.
Catcher did a double take, and if you do that with Brown running, you're not going to get him. You have to be smooth. Everything has to go perfect for you to be able to get him. Pitcher was in a rhythm looking one time. Brown, as soon as that chin came forward, Brown took off. Got a great jump.
2-2 now to Hunter Houston. Here it comes from Gilbert. And just outside. Good eye from Houston.
That's a tough one to lay off of.
Yep. That's a ball. I remember some intramural softball, Keith, when we were at Tech, and you just rounding bases and never stopping. That's what Brown reminds me of there. That one's upstairs, and he walked him.
When you got speed, it's tough.
And you had speed for sure.
Yes.
May still a little bit. But.
And I want to say when I graduated, it took me that long to get Brown's speed where he's at now at whatever 17 or 18 years old he is. So he's only going to get faster. That's impressive to be that fast, that young.
But I can remember you hitting just a routine ball and we just round first, and they just kept throwing it behind you. You'd round second, and they just kept throwing it behind you.
Yeah, softball field is so short and the bases are so close it's almost impossible to get anybody out that's fast.
Right. So here comes Harrison Adams. He walked his first time up, scored a run. One down here in the top of the second. Runners at the corners. And the bunt's down. It's a good one. Pitcher's off the mound, but it got a bad hop. Right as Gilbert was going to glove it, it took an extra hop. And no chance as Brown comes in to score. And you want to say, wow, that's an error. But, man, Keith, that ball just bounced right over his glove.
See, I thought it bounced to him, and he was looking up at the runner to see if he was going to have a chance at home.
He could have. That could have been right.
I mean, it was still a great bunt. It did what it was supposed to do, and you get a bonus on base.
We'll call it an error for sure, though. That's what there's going to be scored at most ballparks. Swinging a ball foul back by Elliott. Strike one. Bulldogs get one more in. 6-0. Now, can we get to the 10? 0-1 to count to Drew Elliott. He reached on an error his first time up. That's upstairs. 1-1. One out. Uh-oh. Oh. One out.
God. That's kind of what I thought. Sadler thought the same thing, that the pitcher was looking up, trying to go home. He was going to try to get him going home and took his eye off the ball.
Right. So 2-1 now to Drew Elliott, right-handed bat. Gilbert, a right-handed pitcher. That's outside, 3-1.
I'm still trying to come to grips with how this team split with either Greenbrier or Russellville. I mean, if you're going to be a true top of the conference, you beat the teams you're supposed to beat. You know, Greenwood hasn't done that early, as we see him foul one off back behind us. But, you know, that's what you have to do. We say the other day we played – who did we play the other day?
Bologna.
You had to beat them twice. Took care of business. Got to do the same thing today.
Yeah.
And then you go to Mountain Home, or Mountain Home comes to you.
Yes.
You say you got to do that. And Elm, if you do what you're supposed to do.
This one's in the air to center. Coffey's got a bead on it. Made a long run, but a good play, and it'll be out number 2.
See, and I think Hunter's got to be off the bag. If he misses that, he's barely going to make it to third, where if he's at least bouncing off a little bit, he could probably score on that.
2 outs, and here comes Dylan Strozier. The one right now we've talked about back in basketball season, they all losing to Greenbrier early at their place hurt us in the postseason deal. The Russellville sweep is going to haunt us. Now, we at least should have split, and
Agreed.
I'm not sure if we shouldn't have actually swept them, but that's the sweep there might come back to haunt us, but we'll see. I don't know what kind of team Mountain Home's got as Strozier takes ball 1.
We know they beat Russellville the first game in extra innings.
Right.
And I think we're still 3 or 4 runs better than Russellville. So
swing and a miss from Strozier. 1-1.
the team that's putting the ball in play hard today wasn't the same team that played Russellville and got swept. We had strikeouts, we had pop-outs, we had soft ground outs. We're hitting the ball hard,
yes,
and we're doing what we need to do to get base runners.
6-0 Greenwood, first and second. Strozier at the plate with 2 down, 1-1 count. Swing and a miss, 2-1. or 1-2 rather.
Curveball, that slow curve, just is so inviting. It's hard to lay off of it when you see it break over the plate.
Gilbert's on top for Siloam. Comes set. Checks the runner at second. And brings the 1-2 home. It's outside. Good job of Stroger to lay off. He sure had big eyes. And it's 2-2.
Deuces are wild.
Yeah. Two and two. What you gonna do? Here it is. Little chopper back to the pitcher. That time Gilbert did a good job of flagging it down. Underhand to first. 1-3.
Little left, 2 on again.
Bulldogs left 2 on again. That's 4. But got another run across, and there was 1 hit. 6-0. Greenwood, middle of the second inning. We'll take a break. Greenwood Sports Center Online and the Sports Hog 103.5. Minute's fine. If you got it, if it's a long commercial, we'll just take 1.
What did Hallie say we couldn't say? What was it?
Call her
Mama?
Schnookums.
Mama.
She don't like to be called Mama, but she don't want to be called
Sweet Cheeks.
Sweet Cheeks or something on the air.
We're not on the air. We're just on the internet.
Oh, live stream? Yeah.
Yeah, we're just worldwide.
We're just
here.
worldwide on the internet.
Right, yeah. Thank you.
Had to have that conversation with your kids that if it's on the internet, it's there forever. Anybody can screen record, take it.
I wish somebody teach me how to screen record.
No, you'll do it too often. Your phone will back up with so much data.
Who's next?
3, 2, 1.
We welcome you back to Siloam Springs. Tim Terry, Keith Holt, Sean Holland. Live online on Facebook and YouTube at Greenwood Sports Center and on the Sports Hog 103.5. We're also online at sportshog1035.com if you just have audio access.
It looks like it should be about 48 degrees, and it's not. It's really hadn't got much cooler than
No.
it did right when the sun went down.
I
It's
agree.
kind of nice weather. The winds died down. There's virtually no wind that we can feel here, and it's kind of nice under the lights.
Here's Pilcher, Andrew Pilcher, third baseman. He's in the 5 hole. Right-handed bat, and Reed Carroll back to work up on top for the Bulldogs.
Razorbacks up 4-1.
Right, UAPB. Carroll kicks and fires,
Whew.
and that's upstairs. The crazy thing is the ball won, but it almost caught the bat of Pilcher, and that would have been unfortunate for him. Carroll working exclusively from the stretch here with nobody on. Here's the 1-0. That's in the dirt. Reed overthrowing a bit, huh?
Yes. I believe this last weekend a good one. A good one, one of the good ones from Greenwood. Won't say his first name, but a ball was thrown behind him, and he ducked and it hit his bat and was the perfect bunt.
Yes. There's a ball swinging tipped, strike 1. I think I saw that in a collegiate game somewhere, maybe in the NMLBs, that happened where a ball was bunted into play. It might have been a softball game. On ducked under. 2-1. 6-0 Greenwood. That ball's tipped and rolling back to us here.
Again, it's just when you're on the hill and you've got 6 runs, you keep building on it. And I'm with you. There's no reason Greenwood bats can't stay hot and knock this pitcher out, get whoever we see next, and go ahead and get a run rule. But for Reed to be on the mound knowing he's got a 6-run lead, it's got to be a relaxing feeling to know he's just got to throw it up there and see what happens.
This one's in the air, a mile high. Nobody, I think, yeah, there it is. Morgan had it. Brewer still hadn't found it. He's still got a shrug in his shoulders and left, but it went to Bryce Morgan at short.
Well, I thought it was hit right behind him. I thought it was a foul ball. I didn't realize he's that far in front of it and hit it fair.
And here is 15, Braden Fain, their first baseman. Carroll back to work for Greenwood with 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Up 6-0. This one's in the air a mile high. No idea. Hunter Houston says, I got a beat on it. Nice snag over at third base. We'll take it.
Brewer stood out there and did the same thing he did with that last one,
Yeah.
where he kind of looks up in the air first and kind of like, where's it at? You know, these lights are kind of lower. They're not very tall.
Right.
And when the ball gets above them, I could see how you could lose it in
Sure.
the lights from out there if you're not following it directly off the bat.
And now number 7, their right fielder, Ledecker. Left-handed bat. That one just missed ball 1.
I guess Musselman's $35 million richer. Going to
Yeah,
stay.
there's a lot of hubbub about him, and of course you get all the rumors about going to other jobs. Here's the 1-0, 1-1. I'm still wondering when Neighbors is going to get paid. I mean, he's not been talking about going to any other jobs or anything that I know of, and I doubt he ever would. That's his dream job.
And he was a steal when they got
Sure.
him. I mean, just they got the hometown discount, him being from Greenwood, but it's time they pay him. He's proven himself that he's one of the tops now in the country.
Yeah, I think it's 2-1. The scoreboard shows 3-0, but
That's what I've got. It's 3-0.
oh, do you really? I thought the first one was a strike. I may have missed it. So 3-0. Called strike.
First one was outside.
Okay. I remember the old days when the home plate umpires would kind of give you hand signals of what they got, but those don't need to do that anymore. That one's tipped into the fencing back here, 3-2. Looking for a 3 up, 3 down here in the second.
That'd be nice after you can get a run and then get back out there and get the bats hot again. It's demoralizing, and Siloam Springs will be ready to go home here in a minute and regroup and try to come out and do something Tuesday.
Full count. Reed Carroll up on top. He will kick and fire. Here it comes. And timeout right as Carroll was about to cut loose and was granted by home plate blue.
Well, and what I would say is you don't have to give it to him. And a lot of guys,
No.
Unless he's taking abnormally long, which Reed wasn't, then I wouldn't have given it to him.
Absolutely not. And Strozier was kind of upset with the blue.
Yes.
Now we're ready. Here's the payoff from Carroll. Chopper towards second. On a nasty hop, no throw. That one just gobbled up. Adams has got to him. You know, Keith, you talk about charging a ball, but that one was had enough heat on it. You thinking it's going to get here in time, but
Well, when you get comfortable, you meet the ball at its destination. You're like, okay, I'm good enough. And if you steal, there's still with you still need to charge it.
Right.
You get it, because if you don't, then that can happen to you right there. You got to attack the baseball defensively as well as offensively.
here's Junkerman now. Ball 1.
The guy's telling him, his teammates tell him to wear it, but it would have been right in the hip.
2 down, got a base runner, reached on an error. Carroll looks over. And now we'll come home with the 1-0. That's inside, 2-0.
You know, there's something small mechanically that Reed's doing because he's missing in the same spot. He's leaving it hand side, up and in. You know, his wild pitch was up and in. His pitches he's missing are up and in.
And that one's way outside.
And then he throws it way outside. So he tried to make an adjustment and over-adjusted.
Right. 3-0. Well, and sometimes you got a guy that has an error in the position you play sometimes, and you got to shake that off and just keep pitching.
Oh, for sure.
Here is the 3-0 to Junkerman. It's upstairs, and he walked him.
Because pitchers aren't, I mean, they're smart people, and they understand that it's like having a tank of gas. And the more pitches you throw, the lower that tank gets. And if, you missed out on the third out right there that gets you in, and then your tank of gas, you're able to go longer. The velocity's going to, at some points, you're going to get low. The velocity's going to go down and stuff. So, I think Reed just knows he wants to get in the dugout and hit some more and then come back out and finish this thing off.
And that's what Strozier went and told him. Just get it out right here and go in and hit. It's 2 on, 9 hole. So, I mean, you got to get the 9 hole, right?
Got to get the 9 hole.
Nathan Lee. He's their right fielder.
Well, if he's not the stereotypical 6-year-old league right fielder batting last,
Hey,
someone's got to do it.
yep. First one to him is over but low, ball 1. 2 outs. Greenwood leading 6-0 here in the bottom of the second. Reed Carroll still battling up on the bump for Greenwood. And here it comes. That's in there for a called strike. Finally.
Yep, got to challenge him. Up 6-0. Got to challenge him. Throw the fastball and just say, here it is. Try to hit it if you can.
1-1 to Lee. Strike. 1-2.
Looking for a walk.
Yes. And Nathan Lee digs in from the left side. Here's the 1-2. There goes a runner quickly. That ball's upstairs, and he takes second, no problem.
Well, he timed Reed, and Reed only looked once. And before Reed ever kicked into his stretch, the runner had taken off. And I believe somebody yelled step off, and it probably messed with his focus because he threw that way out of the zone.
2-2 to Nathan Lee. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Reed Carroll. They left 2 on base. There was an error. And that's it. They've left 3 today. Greenwood leading 6-0 after 2 innings of baseball. 5A West showdown here in Siloam Springs. Greenwood Sports Center online. And the Sports Hog 103.5.
You can tell them that Greenbrier beat Bologna game 2, 3-2.
Yes, that'd be fine.
They only won 3-2.
Yeah, 30's good. Thank you. We're back at Siloam Springs. Tim Terry, Keith Hoke, glad to have you aboard. I want to thank Game O USA, sponsoring part of this broadcast. Freedom Roofing. Local roofing experts. Commercial, residential. 479-597-6777.
So Greenbrier won game 2 against Bologna 3-2, and here's what this tells me. All these scores we're hearing today are low. Mount Home beat Russellville 2-1 in 9. Other than Van Buren beating Alma, which makes a lot of people happy when it happens 10-0. The team that's going to be the hottest hitting at the end of the year is going to be the one that goes the furthest in our conference, because I don't think any of the pitching is just so overwhelming you can't have that happen. But people's got to hit, including Greenwood, as we see Brewer take a swing, kind of a half-hearted swing at an off-speed pitch.
Brewers 1 for 1 today, had 2 RBI single in the first. This is game 2. He's red hot on the day. 6-0 Bulldogs, top of the third. Gilbert back to work, and Brewer with a chopper, but it's just foul outside the bag. 0-2. Righty-righty matchup. Greenwood will have Mountain Home at home next Tuesday on the 23rd. Or no, what is today? The 13th, the 20th. That's outside. 1 ball. And then on the 27th, we'll go to Alma for the finale of the regular season. We'll have softball for you this Friday as the girls will play BB down at Morrilton. Here's the 1-2 to Brewer. And he just tapped it, just trying to foul off the trash. I can handle that. Stay alive.
I like that. That was, it wasn't even a full swing, but it was like, you know what? That's a borderline outside pitch. I want to go ahead and foul it off. And then he's still alive to get another one.
Brewer digs in from the right side. Here it comes. Outside. Am I off my count? Is it 3-2 or 2-2?
Well, I believe
the scoreboard says full count. I've just got 2-2. Here comes the next pitch. That's outside. And I guess it was the 4th. So it's a walk for Brewer. We'll take it.
Shortstop number 26, Bryce Morgan.
Yeah, the Friday softball game will be over on our sister station, 96.7 The Marshall, 12:30 a.m. I don't believe we'll have live stream Friday, correct? No live stream? Okay. So we'll have it for you on the radio. Just a little bonus game. Thought I'd go down and make a road trip with the girls. 6-0 Bulldogs with the lead, and Morgan puts down a bunt. They're going to say the ball hit him.
Can't be the ball that hit him. 'Cause surely, if the ball hits him in fair territory out of the box, he's out.
Or maybe he
I
said
bet
it hit
what
him
he-
in the box. Or what do you think?
It either hit him in the box or he stepped out of the box to bunt it. He
Is
may
that
have,
just a strike, even stepping out of the box to
Yes.
bunt? Okay.
if you make contact with the ball, yeah.
I thought that would be an out. I think it's an out in softball. I may be totally wrong. If you stepped out of the box. Here's the 0-1. They throw over and Brewer
If you step
scurries
on the
back
plate,
in.
you're out.
Right, sure.
But I don't know about the box.
Okay.
I didn't see. Did the ball hit off his foot?
0-1. Either way is the count. And Gilbert throws over again. Brewer's head first this time. Stays on the bag.
Our spotter, Mr. Sadler, says that it hit him in the box when he bunted it.
Okay. Coach Mikado goes through the signs over at first base. Oaf's out on deck. There goes the runner, and this ball's fouled right back into the screen. And Brewer will come back. Chance Oaf comes and flags down the loose ball. Just so you know, I saw their guy in the hole come get a ball a while ago.
That's the way
Whatever
it should
that's
be.
worth. Yeah.
Yep.
6-0 Greenwood leading. Here's Bryce Morgan with an 0-2 count. Reaches out and taps that one foul. Good job there. A ball that was going to be on that borderline outer half.
I agree. That's a lost art being able to foul off that pitch.
Right.
Some people are still out in front of it, hit it fair, and that's what the pitcher wants. You do what Bryce just did, hit it foul. No one can get it. Get another pitch.
Oh and 2 now to Morgan. Here it comes from Gilbert. Same thing. Foul off the trash. Goes into the Little League practice next door.
Uh-oh.
Nobody yelled ball, so we got an irate parent. 0 and 2. They throw over, Brewer's in safely. I agree with him. Somebody should have yelled heads up or something.
We can't. We have a headset on. That's everybody
I
else.
mean, I can, but I apologize to everybody back at home when it blows your speakers out.
Yeah.
Here's Gilbert's 0-2 to Bryce Morgan. Battling up there. Shot back up the box. Brewer was on the move. He'll just go station to station. Great at-bat from Bryce Morgan. Man.
It almost backfired Brewer taking off because right when he took off, the second baseman broke to the bag and just out of reach of him. But a great job nonetheless. Hit it back up the middle. You may see this may be it. Down 6-0.
Coach Ward making his way out to the pitcher's mound for Siloam. Greenwood up 6-0. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. And that's going to be all for Gilbert. They're going to bring in, well, I thought they were going to grab the first baseman. He may be going to change his mitt, as that's Braden Fain. Let's take a break and come back and meet our new pitcher. Chance Oates coming to the plate. Greenwood looking to blow this thing open here with 2 men on, nobody out in the top of the third. Greenwood leads 6-0 over Siloam. Greenwood Sports Center online and the Sports Hog 103.5.
All right.
Yeah, give me a minute right here, please.
These peanuts are good.
They're awesome. 33's going somewhere.
First baseman's pitching.
Mm-hmm.
33's got to be going to first, doesn't
The
he? Yeah.
pitcher went to second.
All right. 3, 2.
It will be Braden Fain coming into pitch for Siloam. And that means The old pitcher went to second base in Gilbert. And now over at first base, coming in fresh off the bench, is number 33. I don't have his name on the roster either. So that's a shame.
Big thanks to Jimmy Wright. He sent me Rule 6.06. A batter is out for illegal action when he hits a ball with one or both feet on the ground entirely outside the batter's box. So it doesn't have to be just in fair territory. Like if you go to bunt and some people drop their right foot way back, if you dropped it out, you'd also be out if you made contact out of the batter's box as well. So it had to have hit his foot while he was in the box for it to be just a dead ball. Yeah, and a strike.
Yeah, gotcha.
Thank you, Mr. Wright.
Jimmy Wright the third, bringing us the rules. Love it. Here's Oath, left-handed bat. He's 1 for 2 today. Batted twice in the first inning, and that's in there for a called strike. Singled, flied out to center.
Well, he's hitting it hard. That's more important than just, he is hitting the ball hard. He's dialed in, as they say.
Yes. Here comes from Fain, and that one just missed. 1-1. Braden Fain. Fain checks a runner out there at second, which is Brewer. Comes home with an off-speed shot, just ripped by Oath, but right to the center fielder. Coffey was standing there waiting on it. Well hit ball. Yep. Coffey's been good out there in center today.
Yeah, he's just playing him to pull enough to where he didn't have to move for that ball. And I was like you, it was a off-speed ball that Oath absolutely tattooed and just right to their center fielder.
Here's Reed Carroll, the Greenwood pitcher. He's 0 for 2 today. Strike out and ground out to short. 2 men on, 1 out here in the top of the third. 6-0 Bulldogs. That's a little heat. Went right past Carroll. He was way late. 0-1. From the stretch, Fain brings it home. That ball went to the fencing, got past the catcher, so the runners will move up. Brewer and Morgan go to third and second, respectively.
That was a 5-hole. It was a curveball that went outside, and the catcher did a good job of shifting. He forgot the blocking part.
Yep. 1-1 now to Reed Carroll. I can see Reed get something going here, positive offensively.
Well, all he's got to do is get that one. He's responsible for 1 runner. If you get 2, that's a bonus. Just get the guy on third in.
Here's a 1-1. It's upstairs. 2-1.
And people are saying hit it to the right side. I don't like hitting it to the right side with 1 strike, just because you still got so much power. Try to hit a gap. Try to keep the inning alive. You're pretty much conceding if you just hit a ground ball to the second baseman.
High heat, right at the top of the strike zone. 2-2.
Now the least you want out of this is something on the ground to the right side.
6-0 Greenwood, top of the third. Here it comes from Fain. And this one's up and out of play over the top. It's up!
See, but that's where people get hit, because everybody we just yelled ball to looked straight up in the air, and we probably kept them from getting hit in the face, because we didn't yell ball. You just get hit in top of the head.
Top of the head, yeah. That soft spot back there is good for those 6-year-olds.
Yes.
2-2. That one's in the dirt. Good job of Wills back there blocking that. And should be just now full count.
I think that's what I think the umpire's done that twice, and he's just going along with whatever our batter does.
Well, I had 2-2, but we'll take the walk.
Not going to use a courtesy runner here. Going to use Reed, senior.
Here's Caden Brown. He's been impossible out today. Got out once in the first game. He walked and doubled here in game 2, and he scored twice. 1 down here in the top of the third. That's just outside. It's a good pitch, just outside. 1-0. 6-0 Bulldogs. Bases juiced. See if Brown can find a gap. Outside. 2-0.
This is the pitch you want right here. 2-0. You know he's got to come with a fastball. Got to throw a strike. Bases are juiced.
And this kid's got some velocity enough to turn one the other way. Coach Mikado's got times. He wanting somebody to come run for the pitcher.
Well, your fear isn't him running as much as it is him having to slide into a base and hurting his hand.
Here comes Austin Mitchell. And I think Coach was wondering why they didn't come out automatically and get Reed. He seems frustrated on the swap. 2-0. Gave Brown a little extra time to think about what's coming up. And here comes the choo-choo train, I think. 8:22.
Yeah, it's the 8:23.
Should be here about 8:23. Here's Faines 2-0 to Brown. And he plunked him, and that smarts a bit right on the arm. And again, Brown just getting on base however need be. It's amazing.
Don't know why they call it a funny bone. Boy, he's not laughing.
No, he is in pain. So that moves Brewer in to score. Morgan is over at third base. Mitchell, who's courtesy running for Reed Carroll's at second. Brown is in an agony at first base. And Triple H up to bat. Hunter Houston. 7-0 Bulldogs up a touchdown now on Siloam. Here it comes. Oh, Houston.
Catcher paused on his throwback
Well,
and said, where was that? And he goes, a little low.
I guess, maybe outside. I sure thought it was good. I'd like to see the Hunter stripe that one. On the grass at first. Obviously not holding the runner with the bases loaded. That's upstairs, 2-0. And there's your 8:23 right on schedule.
Like clockwork.
Yeah. Bulldogs, see if they can get crooked double figures in here. Here's a 2-0. Whenever a ball fouled around out to the right side.
Those look like the same cars. Do you think that train is just going in a circle and just never stops?
You may be right, like the one at Stobie's down at Russellville. Up on the
Creekmore Park. It's like Creekmore Park
right.
where that thing just keeps going in circles.
Yeah. Houston swings and misses. 2-2.
They try to throw Hunter off by tooting his horn right during the backswing.
Probably the pitcher's dad driving the train. Fain up there on top. 2-2 now to Hunter Houston. Here it comes. That's outside. Good eye.
I like to
Really
discourage the kids that drive by during the summer bash grass right by down Highway 10. You've got two opportunities to honk in people's backswing. It's not fun to watch their reaction, so don't do it.
Right. Thank you. Here's the full count. And that's low. It'll walk for Hunter Houston.
Wow.
And another run in for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and the pitcher's looking over at his coach, and he's like, man, I threw two of those that look like strikes.
I agree. Base is still loaded for Harrison Adams. I'd like to put in a requisition with Dr. Dustin Smith, our athletic director, to maybe try to get some train tracks over around our field. I think we need some tracks to run through, maybe between softball and baseball, like where that creek is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
We need a train. That's outside. Ball one to Adams. Every baseball field should have a train go by. You know, that's what we got over at Baum Stadium.
I just wonder which side of the tracks are we on.
Tim would be on the wrong side.
Call it strike.
Me and you are probably on the right side,
I got
but
you.
Tim's on the wrong.
Well, there's a golf course right on the other side of the tracks here, Siloam Country Club. I would say that's the good side of the tracks. That's where the golf courses are. This golf is good. That's upstairs to Adams, 2-1 now. Bases loaded here, 8-0 now, top of the third. Greenwood looking for a sweep here in Siloam. A 2-1 count to the Bulldogs' second baseman. And he just takes a rip at this one, pulled it foul. And finally, the caboose. 2-2. Southbound train.
I'm not sure that wasn't another engine that
It
was
is.
helping push it.
It may be.
It is the same
Yep.
train.
That's what was happening on the first train. You're right. Here's a 2-2. Way outside.
Oh, that's
that ball
gonna
got past the catcher. And we'll move up, and another run scores as Austin Mitchell comes in, who's running for Reed Carroll. Over to third goes Caden Brown, who's still smarting a bit. Houston up to second.
You know,
And a full count to Adams.
no one likes those elbow guards until you get hit in the elbow. Everybody's like, I'm tough enough, I can take it. But you take one right off that small bone on your elbow.
I think Coach saw him rub it one too many times. He may be really in pain. He's
It hurts.
holding that left arm down as I'll get it in a minute. Zane
Denson.
Denson coming in for Brown to run. This is a pinch runner. Maybe all for Brown. So here's the full count to Adams. 1 out only here in the third. Greenwood's got 9 across. Total, 3 in this inning. And that's outside. And he walked him, just missed. Base is loaded again. Here comes Drew Elliott now, Bulldogs third baseman or first baseman. I see that 3 and keep saying third base. So Elliott gets a chance. Again, this one's in the air. First pitch swinging. Will it get down? It does in the right field. A base hit. 1 run's going to scamper in.
See, and Hunter's got to be a better base runner than that. He should have been reading it going off, and as soon as it hits, he rounds and goes. He was still kind of hesitant. Instead of scoring, you got to be more aggressive on the bases. Of course, him being a sophomore, he'll get more opportunities and get better at it.
Elliott with an RBI. Single. Base is still loaded, and here's Dylan Strozier now. 10-0, we found that magic number. Now we can just get to the 5th inning. That's in there for a called strike. 9th batter here in the inning. Just 1 out. Or I guess you said there's 1 after 3, huh? There's a chopper back up the box. Shortstop grabs it, steps on second. Over to first for a nice double. Oh, no, he dropped it at first. Oh, and that was safe at first, and the run's going to come in. Wow, unfortunate. On a great play from Henson.
Yeah, new first baseman keeps looking at his mitt. Should have used the steam option at Dick's when he got the glove. Softened it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Right. Did 2 runs come across?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep, Adams snuck in there behind him, too, as well as Houston. He was on his horse from second. Now, Strozier's on. Sadler's going to come in and run for him. And he's going to reach on a fielder's choice. And it's back to Luke Brewer, who's the 10th batter of the inning here. We've batted around again, second time in 3 innings. It's 12-0. 2 outs. They throw over. Sadler's in safely. Head first slide. Suzanne or Wes can do some laundry, whoever's in charge of the game gear. Got him dirty. That one's upstairs to Brewer, ball 1.
Well, the Siloam pitchers had struggled all day with being consistent in the zone, and this game it's really hurt them because Greenwood's made them pay with base hits after they walk people or hit people.
That's coming right back to me off the catcher's mitt. It's a 2-0 count. And here comes Coach Ward out of the dugout. He's
not happy. He's already got the
moving
mask
with authority.
On.
Yeah. Sadler's up to second on the wild pitch. Brewer's got a 2-0 count. Yeah, it's just unraveling here for Siloam in game 2.
Well, we need Siloam to regroup and try to win the next 3 weeks of baseball games because that only helps us out.
Well, that's the deal. They're still in contention. They're going to be no worse than 4th. And Fain is out, and he's going to the bullpen. And we'll take a break as the new pitcher comes in, see if we can figure out who that is. Greenwood Sports Center Online and the Sports Hog 103.5.
All right.
Give me a minute here, please.
Okay.
15 after 3, 12 after 4, 8 after 5. Or what is it?
I think it's 15 after 3.
Well, they're out of hot dogs now.
Oh, boy.
Man, those buns were good.
They must have been because they were out of buns.
Yeah. They were soft. I would literally
Now, wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. There's 10 hot dogs, 8 buns.
Yep.
Who was in charge of that?
Some idiot. I would love to make a hot dog bun package with 10 hot dog buns. I'd be rich.
Why not have a hot dog package with only 8 hot dogs?
Oh.
Well, now,
Wow.
at some
I've
point,
never thought of that.
if you buy 10,
What came first, the egg or the chicken? We're back here in Siloam Springs.
We're trying to figure out things.
yeah, if you got 10 packages of hot dog buns
Right. That's 100 hot dog buns.
and 8 packages of hot dogs.
That's 64.
64. Wow.
Okay, hang on. No, you're right. So
Do I need to
10.
invent a hot dog bun wrapper with 10 in it, or a hot dog wrapper with 8?
8. You know what? Split the difference and make
9.
it 9 on
But
both.
But then you
Buns,
can't
9
stack the
dogs.
hot dogs in the package. You know, they're stacked perfectly on top of each other
Yeah,
now,
that's
5 and
true.
5. Now you're going to have to get one off. And people with OCD would just be freaking out. They'd be like, which way is upside down, the 4 or the 5?
Well, the 5.
The,
You gotta
yes,
ha-
that's
like
right.
a
It's stacked like a pyramid.
Yeah.
I got you.
Our new pitcher is number 20, and he's not on my roster for Siloam. It's 12-0 Greenwood. Normally, you can get a parent to say, "Come on, little Johnny," or something.
Well, I'm going to say the Siloam Springs, this one time they're on our side. They want this game to be over. They're ready to go home. They've seen enough. This pitcher's even, I mean, he's not throwing fast at all. We got to stay back and continue the hitting.
So Brewer's got a 2-0 count. The first one from the new pitcher is low in the ground. It's 3-0.
They have 0-2, so but it is 3-0.
Yeah, it should be 3-0.
Yeah, that's right.
The count didn't change with the pitcher.
They're wrong.
Brewer will probably be taken here. And it's strike one. 3-1. Two outs here in the top of the third. 12-0 Greenwood. Way outside, and that's going to be a base on balls. Brewer walks for the second time here in the third. Here's Bryce Morgan. He singled, reached on an error, scored earlier in this inning.
Big 2-out base hit. Something defines the gap, scores at least 1, maybe 2. You think on the swing, Brewer's going to get a great jump with 2 outs?
Yeah, first and second. 2 down, here it comes. That's outside and low, ball 1.
You know, there's 2 thoughts on the etiquette behind running and stealing and stuff. You know, some coaches say, well, it's my job to stop you. Go ahead and score all you can because I've got to stop you. To me, I'll let you call that.
That's inside, 2-0.
You know, in conference play, if you're trying to save pitching, trying to get to 15, do whatever you can to get to the run rule that helps your team out.
Yes.
It not only boosts confidence, it saves your pitching. You don't have to worry because teams aren't going to just quit just because you stop running.
Right. Here's the 2-0. Morgan rips that one to their shortstop. Henson has it over to first, and he's out at first. And that will finally end the inning. But some damage was done by the Bulldogs. There was 1, 2 hits, 6 runs scored, and 2 left on base. Bulldogs lead 12-0 after 2.5 innings. Bottom of the third coming up. It's Greenwood baseball. Greenwood Sports Center online and the Sports Hog 103.5. 30's fine. This one's luckily going to end early, but not early enough. But we won't be here the whole time.
Hey, I did
I'm
the
talking
wrong
to the
math.
radio guy.
Yeah, on the hot dogs, I was thinking there were 10 buns. There were 10 hot dogs. So
10
if we have the
hot
buns,
dogs.
there's only 80.
Right.
So,
Right.
right.
So let's finish that.
Okay.
We're back here in Siloam. We're going to, for the risk of sounding like a Democratic press secretary, we're circling back to the hot dog issue.
I was wrong on there's 8 buns.
Right. So if you
But
get 10,
You get 10, you have 80.
80.
Right.
So if you buy 8 hot dog buns, that's 80.
That's
or,
8.
Or 8
Hot
hot
dogs.
dogs.
8
Right.
hot dogs, then that's 80.
That's 80.
So they expect you to buy. They're basically planning for groups of people to eat hot dogs.
So if I'm running a concession stand, let's say in Siloam Springs,
right.
and I'm selling hot dogs,
Yeah.
maybe I get 10 of the buns and 8 of the hot dogs. Right?
Perfect. Right. What they did is get 10 and 10. Now they got a whole bunch of hot dogs with no buns.
Right.
Gotcha.
That's unfortunate.
All right.
10 and 10. I see what you're saying.
I apologize. That somebody like Dr. Smith that's important to was really bothered by that math.
Elliott got forced. The shortstop stepped on second, tried to do a double play and didn't complete it.
Leading off for the Panthers, center fielder number 1, Elijah Coffey.
Here's Coffey now, the leadoff in the bottom of the third for Siloam. And in the dirt from Reed Carroll.
You know, I almost agree with Miss Carroll that when you said he stepped on the base, I actually thought he was on this side of the base. I actually thought he missed the base.
No, he
and
stepped on it.
He stepped right on it?
Yep.
Okay.
Matter of fact, he kind of pushed off on it to help his throw.
Okay.
Yeah. And the first baseman just dropped it.
Gotcha.
So a 2-0 count to Coffey. And 3-0. Carroll trying to find the strike zone here. Miss Reed Carroll's mom keeping the books here in the bleachers, which, you know, it's fun. You go to like a major league game or even a college game, you'll see folks keeping the scorebook in the bleachers. It's pretty neat to do. A walk to lead off the third.
Does anybody play fantasy baseball anymore? That used to be so big when I was younger because the analytics, the score, and you'd have people keep up with, you know, how many points. Does that even happen anymore? Does anybody do that?
Anybody does anymore. The fantasy football is taking over everything.
Well, that's because people monetize it and try to make money off of it. I don't think that was as big a deal as just saying you won in baseball.
Ball 5 here from Carroll, 1-0 to Henson.
Well, he's got to relax and say, look, I've got a 12-run lead, and literally throw it over the plate and let him hit it.
Right. Bottom of the third, 12-0 Bulldogs, swing and a miss. Ball squirted away from Stroger, but Coffey wasn't going anywhere.
Because I still like our chances if he throws it over the plate saying let him hit it. I like our chances from what Siloam's had a propensity to show us.
Is that Weaver over at third base now?
It is. Okay. Dawson Holton left. Zane Denson in center.
Good. Some new faces. A throw over. Elliott went up and knocked it down. Coffey, no chance to advance. He kept it in his area. And here comes Coach Mikado out. I think he's thinking the same thing you are. Pitch it to contact.
And I believe
Any
we got
other
a new
changes?
second baseman.
Yeah.
It's going to be Weston Bashir, is it?
Can't tell.
Come on, you can tell me.
Well, let's see if we got a camera from center field. It's number 7.
Way to use your resources. I like that.
Yeah.
And numbers, I have a Greenwood roster with no number 7.
Right here. Is that it?
No, that's just
Oh.
here's their jersey numbers.
Oh. What number's Weston on that?
Weston Bashir,
Yeah.
he is number 15.
Okay. We'll pretend that's it.
All right, we'll stay with that. Our vision's horrible. Here's a 1-1 plus the chain link. You can't tell
This
who's out
chain
there.
link, there's no depth perception.
It's
you can't see
exactly
anything.
right. Here's the 1-1 outside. 2-1 now to Henson, their shortstop.
Well, I think this would be a good opportunity here in a second to either give Aiden, Kennan, Ross, and Mitchell and say, look here, you know, he saw something good with Hunter. Hunter threw strikes. We said that's all you got to do. Well, if there's any more problems from Reed, I would see him seeing what else he's got.
Here it comes home. That's outside. 3-1. And there goes some action down to the bullpen.
Payton.
Colton Payton, the senior. 3 balls, 1 strike to Henson, the Siloam shortstop. Carroll brings it home. That missed outside and back-to-back walks. And to mount a comeback, you've got to have base runners. Here comes J.P. Wills.
You can't come back if you don't score enough.
That's right. Runners at first and second for Siloam here in the bottom of the third. Pair of walks issued by Carroll. And, you know, you always go back to the old I sat in the dugout for a long time. Sometimes that can wear on a pitcher.
Well, it definitely does. If you don't get up and run and get that blood going, you basically start building up lactic acid. It slows everything down. It messes with your muscles, your rhythm, your timing. So, yeah, you're exactly right. That's the reason why pitchers, when there's long innings, get up and run and throw a little bit, make sure you stay hot.
Here's the first one to Wills, and it's in the dirt below. It's ball 9. And Stroger's going to go out and talk to Reed.
And he's taking his time. This may be more to get Colton Payton loose than it is to really say anything productive. Because I think Reed knows what he has to do. He doesn't have to be told.
Payton down in the bullpen, right field foul ground. Side armor, right-hander, senior.
Yeah, Mercado's telling him he's making the hand motion to speed it up, get it in gear. Let's go.
Stroger with a slow walk back to the dish. And, man, I just like Dylan Stroger. What the intangibles, the little catcher things that he does are just, he's been so good talking to the pitchers, freshmen, whoever's out there. He's growing on me back there. Here's the 1-0. There you go. Strike.
And that's what you're supposed to do when your catcher or coach come and talk to you. You're supposed to throw a strike. Give them what they want. Even though this has been the hottest bat for Siloam in the last 24 hours.
He walked his last time up. Here comes the 1-1. High heat, and Wills took an offer at it and fouled it straight back. 1-2.
He honestly did good to catch up with that. Usually a pitch that high, that fast is hard to catch up with. But Wills, obviously the accomplished sticksman.
Yes. The 1-2 now. Carroll. See if he can get a strikeout. I'd like to see him get out of this inning. There's a ball to, well, Weaver probably should have went and got that, but to no avail. They're going to come around. The ball comes into home out of left field. It's overthrown. A run's going to score, and we've got a single and an RBI, and the runners move up second and third.
Well, that's one thing up 12 Dawson can't do is you come up, and he probably was going to score easily. It was a soft hit ball, and I thought that Weaver had a chance at it, but Weaver took one step and said, no, I'm going to let Bryce take it, but Bryce was nowhere near it. He was closer to second base.
Yes.
And then Dawson gets it, and it's a slow enough roller that runner's going to score anyway. Just come up and hit your cutoff.
And Nolan Wills will go out and run again for J.P. Wills. And here's Jacob Gilbert. A left-handed bat. It's 12-1 now, Siloam. Carroll. High heat. Ball 1. Peyton's back in the dugout, so I guess he's warm enough. Reed with second and third, and there's a swing and a miss from Jacob Gilbert, 1-1. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Bulldogs up 12-1. Trying to not take on any more water and conserve a 10-run lead. That's a called strike. 1-2 on some gas. He reached back and brought that.
And he's been very capable of that. We saw him at Van Buren.
Yes. There's a 1-2, just missed. 2-2. Carroll takes a deep breath. Runners get their lead. Here he comes home with a 2-2. It's fouled out of play left side. Gilbert going the other way. You talk about Holt overthrowing from left. Pretty good arm, though, from out there.
Well, I was thinking maybe you wouldn't lose. I know he had a little chance to play before, but you sit there the whole game as we see a ball come up behind us for another strike. But that's the other thing is you come off the bench and you got a little bit of adrenaline and stuff, and that's where people get hurt if you don't get loose enough. But, yeah, he did. He came up throwing that thing. Did that hit the fence in the air?
Yeah, right back here in front of us.
Yeah, that's interesting.
2-2. To Gilbert. Carroll trying to get out of this. He's been struggling and fouled out another one over there to the left side. Almost exact spot. Home plate Blues about out of baseballs. 12-1. Greenwood leads here. 5 in the first, 1 in the second, 6 in the third. Here's the 2-2. There's a ball laced to center. And catch made. Nice job out there. You said that was
Zane Denson?
Zane. It was Denson in center. Made a nice catch sort of a diving, falling down catch. It's good for a sack fly, though.
It was one of those inexperienced plays where the ball has a little bit of tail, and it was tailing away from him, inside-out swing, and he just judged it at the end.
First out. Here's Pilcher now, their third baseman. Brings in a couple of foul balls. Carroll staying in with the runner at second only now. One down. Here it comes to Pilcher. There's a chopper off the mound and over to first. Nice play from Carroll. He just said, I'll do it all. I got this. I'm coming to get it. Not sure if Weaver had enough time to get there. It's a little bit deep.
Well, as long as the rule is with the pitcher, you don't go backwards. He can go side to side as long as and I don't think he had to. I think it was just straight across, and he fielded it, did what he's supposed to. Now, the question is you think he'll come back out next inning, or do you think he'll go with Colton
Well, it depends on I guess the run's 11, the lead is, but I don't know. Be
10,
curious.
10.
10.
Oh, did they score another one just then? And there's another one. Weaver couldn't get to that diving one, and in comes Little Will's courtesy running, and that's an RBI single. Yep, that's right. I have 3 down.
Up next, left fielder number 7, Christian Ledecker.
So it's 12-3 now, and here's Ledecker. Reached on an error his first time up. Carroll at first base comes home with it. That's in there for a called strike. Good pitch. Bottom of the third, 12-3 Greenwood. Siloam scratched across 3, couple of walks.
They say walks always score.
Yep. There's a ball towards the first baseman, but holding him on, Elliott couldn't get there. It goes into right field, and they've still got action going here.
Well, they're not hard hits. None of them have been hard. They've been in the hole. They've just been lucky enough to be right in the hole, and that's just baseball.
12-3, 2 men on. Junkerman will bat now, right-handed bat. And Elliott from the stretch comes set up top and turn. Nobody was there. Almost caught feigned sleeping out there. Here comes home. Swing and a miss. This is the one you want to just come get him. It's the 8th batter to the plate here in the bottom of the third for Siloam. 12-3. Just missed with that one.
Oh,
1-1.
Wow.
Close.
The first umpire spoiled us by being consistent. I thought that earlier that was a strike.
Here's the 1-1. 2 down here in the bottom of the third. And Carroll steps off. He's worked from the stretch here now. Up top and set. He'll come home to Junkerman. And called strike. Breaking ball came back in there. Junkerman bailed out.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was a changeup because it kind of tailed back in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it may have caught the umpire off guard too because it looked like it tailed way in.
1-2. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it. 3 runs, though, across for Siloam on 2 hits. They left 2 men on base. They've left 5 on the day. And the Bulldogs lead 12-3 after 3 innings. We'll take a break. It's Greenwood Sports Center Online and the Sports Hog 103.5. You can give me a minute here, it'll be fine. Do we know if there's a run rule after 4? Are we sure at all?
12 after 4, 8 after 5, or is 15 after 4, 10 after 5?
I know 10 after 5. I didn't know if there's any other innings.
Dr. Smith, you know that? You know what the run rules are?
Where's Jimmy Wright when you need him?
Dr. Smith's still razzing us about the hot dogs and the buns.
Well,
We're right.
certainly.
That'd like me selling car tires by sets of 3.
Right.
You get the 4th one free?
We do some places. We're back. Here in Siloam Springs, Tim Terry, Keith Hope, Sean Holland. 8 hot dogs, 10 buns, vice versa. 12 runs, 3 runs. Bulldogs up 9. Top of the 4th. We need to get at least one back here and get that 10-run limit and just get out of here in 5 innings. We're a long way from home.
And we'd be lying if we said that the pitching for Siloam is stellar right now. It's very slow. There's no velocity. If we stay back and put the ball in play, 15 after 3, 10 after 5.
So Thane went back out to first base. They brought 33 back to the dugout as a quick defensive change.
Well, 33 probably dropped a couple more. They're still mad at him for that double play.
Yeah, for sure. 20's up on the bump. Now the coach is already going out to talk to him. We hadn't even started the inning.
Well, once he towed it, he's got to go up. I thought you had to pitch a pitch if you towed it, unless there's something physically wrong with you.
Thane has pitched before. Is he going to bring him back in to throw again? No. Thane's going back into the dugout, maybe to get rid of the first baseman's mitt. 20 is going to leave as well. They brought the center fielder. No, that's the left fielder. At 30?
I guess coach thinks he has enough momentum that he's not going to pitch off anymore. I think what he did a while ago was think that it was over, and now he saw a little bit of life in his team, which thanks to a couple walks by Greenwood. And now he thinks, well, I'm going to bring in one of my better pitchers, and I think they really think they have a chance. Down 12-3 in the 4th.
Yeah. This is Nate Lee. He wasn't been in right field all day. He's going to send Thane out to right field. 33 came back out of the dugout, and he's going to go back to first base, I guess. This pitcher's a righty.
A little bit more velocity. Well, it's quite a bit more than what was just in.
Right. 12-3. Top of the 4th. Chance Oaf will lead it off with the Bulldogs. Chance has led off, well, I guess just a 1 inning, but he batted twice in the first. He led off the third. No, he was the first out of the 3rd inning. Flied out to center in the 3rd, flied out to center in the 1st, and singled in the 1st, scored a run. 1 for 3. Friday night, we'll have softball for you. I'll have to get a time on the varsity first pitch. Greenwood BB, they'll play down at Morrilton, and we'll have it for you over on our sister station, 96.7, the Marshall, and 12:30 a.m. No live stream as far as Greenwood's side. I don't know if they'll have anything going down there, but some Lady Bulldog softball.
I would say this guy's got a little bit of velocity, got a good breaking ball. I would say that the coach really thinks because of the 3 runs, he's changed his mind, because the other pitcher was, to me, a throw-off pitcher. Look, it's kind of conceding, throwing in the white flag, and after they got 3, I think he's really going for it now.
Well, we talked about the standings, and they came in 3rd place somehow, and I mean, we saw us make a lot of substitutions and pinch hit and here and there, and so I guess he thinks I've got some of their bats out. Maybe I'm going to bring a guy in and see if we can scratch out some runs here. Stay in there in 3rd or 4th place in the division if we can get this split. First one from Lee's outside to Oaf, and Chance Oaf in a 1-ball count.
When you got to give it, I'll watch ball low. You know, Mercado's letting some other guys to see what they can do in conference situations, and that's great and all. But above all, you got to win. And
right.
With the rule to re-enter, that's good. He can always bring people back in. But it's good that he's doing that. But you don't know what we see another ball go inside and get away from the catcher, and kind of go right at our feet.
3-0.
Yeah, I kind of like it. We've seen just about everybody play today. And that's rare in a conference game.
Yes. So 3-0 to Oaf. He'll be taken here. Nate Lee.
I'd let him swing.
12-3, and I would too, to be honest with you. Been pretty hot today.
Oh.
He wanted to. I don't know if he had the green light. He might have. 3-1.
The way to not get the red light is to just not look at coach on 3-0. I think Fernando Tatis did that when he homered 3-0.
There you go.
That's
That
gone.
ball is up and high to right field. Back to the fence. And out of here! Around Tripper! For Chansof!
He got an inside fastball and absolutely turned on it. And I don't think he even got all of it. That pitch was high.
He wanted the 3-0, and you saw him kind of flinch a little bit, and the 3-1 came in a similar area, and she's off the reservation in right field. A solo jack for Chansof, and that gets us back to 13-3.
They've already thrown the ball back into him. I guess there's somebody out there.
There were some folks out in the playground, and they brought it back in.
Well, good. Add one more for his collection.
Some Panther fans that didn't want to keep the ball.
Well, that's one back, and that's what you got to have. You hate to come to Siloam and not hit a home run, so that kind of makes you feel better.
That's exactly right.
It's kind of a tradition.
Yes.
You get on the bus, you travel, you hit home runs at Siloam.
13-3. Now here's Carroll, Greenwood's pitcher. Looks like he can help himself. That's some high cheese. Ball 1.
And it's a difference, too. That pitch didn't go out enough to where if that last guy was pitching, probably not enough velocity to go out.
Yes,
because with
that's
the
a
extra
great
velocity, it made it out because that pitch just barely went over.
Carroll looks at one close. 2-0, though. It's called ball.
But also they talk about flight path. That thing was high.
Yes.
I mean, that pitch went up in the air after he hit it instead of on a trajectory to go out.
Here's the 2-0 to Carroll. That one hit him in the helmet. He tried to duck his head and got him right on top. That's how you wear it, baby.
Well, I don't think he meant to.
No, he did not.
He ducked under it, and it curved right into his head.
And here's Zane.
Next up, number 24, Zane Denson.
In center field now, or he was the last time he was in the field. Zane Denson. He's in there batting for Brown. Top of the fourth, 13-3 Bulldogs. A solo jack from Chansof. No outs. Lee up on top for Siloam. Here it comes. And that one's back to the backstop. Moving up is Carroll. He'll take second base.
Don't like to see that. After that home run, he's all over the place. He just took off his glove and acted like he was going to throw it down. I'd like him to show a little bit more control. We got a final. This will warm your heart. Soccer, girls soccer. Greenwood 2, Alma 1.
And just so you know, the boys won over Alma 1-0 as well. So it's a sweep of Alma in soccer. Yes.
We're going to have a rough day at school tomorrow because I don't know if there's going to be any teams that won for Alma today.
And I don't know about their softball team. They may have beat somebody.
I bet they have the day off.
Just saying Alma in soccer just was amazing. I didn't think we'd ever get it. I sure didn't think they'd ever get it over there. Here's the 2-0 to Denson. Swing and a miss.
Has Alma got girls wrestling yet?
I have no idea.
Greenwood has.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Here's the 2-1. Lee up on top for Siloam. This one's in the air to right. The right fielder never even knew it was there. He didn't. He was out there talking to the people in the playground.
See?
That's Fain. And
base running
Carroll
wears me out.
to second.
He was looking to tag, and you don't look to tag unless the ball's going to be against the fence or unless case the outfielder's going